and welcome to today's video. I am over the moon excited to film this today because I have the newly revealed Plain Jane Remastered palette from Adept Cosmetics. This is so pretty. I'm so excited. We are going to eye swatch it. Yes, I am going to put every shade on my eyelid so that you can see the shift, the sparkle, the shine. This palette is so beautiful. Look at it. Like, I can just see all the sparkle in here. I cannot wait to put it on my eyes. Now, this is Plain Jane Remastered. So there was the original Plain Jane that launched, I believe, 2 years ago. And this is the product that made me fall in love with Adept. I bought this and fell in love. So this has been around for a while now, and we have Plain Jane Remastered now. So I'm going to put all these shades on my eyes. I also have a video up eye swatching this palette from about 2 years ago, I think, if you're curious about the old one. But I'm going to show you the new ones on the lid. I'm going to show you these two palettes a close-up side by side. And I'm going to talk to you about what is different in this palette, because some of the shades are the same, some of the shades are new, one of the shades is remastered. We're just going to play. We're going to do some comparisons. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to tell you what I think about the new shades. We're going to have fun today. And if you are new here, hey, my name is Heather and makeup makes me happy. Here at my channel, we don't try to be perfect. We just want to have a good time with our makeup, whatever that means. Shimmer, glitter, eye swatches, we are here for it. So if that sounds good to you, I do hope that you will subscribe before you leave today, because I upload lots and lots of new videos every single week, usually at least 5 videos a week, sometimes 6 or 7. So if you're looking for fun makeup content, this is the place to be. I do hope that you will subscribe, but I can't wait to play with these palettes, so let's jump into it. Before I put this on my eyes, I do want to show you a close-up of the palette so that you can see how beautiful and sparkly it is. I want to point out that this is in Adept's new format, so it goes along with like the packaging they did for Amunet New. It's got the imprinted letters in here. I think it's just very luxurious. I like this kind of faux leather. I'm pretty sure this is like recycled, upgraded materials, all of that. And then the inside is just so pretty. So we do have the smaller sized pans, like the smaller shape pans in this palette. I think this one looks more sleek. I definitely prefer this packaging to the older packaging. I am going to talk more about comparisons at the end. I'll show you a side-by-side of this one and the Plain Jane close-up, and I'll point out the new shades as we go along. And I'm just excited. Adept did send me this palette. I have an affiliate code with Adept. It's just Heather if you want to save at checkout. At the time that I'm filming this, I don't know all of the launch details, so I will put those in the description box so that you can check it out if you're curious. I know Adept palettes usually do sell out pretty fast, but I'm going to prime my eyes because I cannot wait to put these shadows on. Like, I cannot wait. Adept makes my favorite shimmer formula. I just feel like their shifty shadows they're my favorite. Of any brand, they're my favorite. So I'm going to prime my eyes with my MAC paint pot. I'm going to use eye primer for all of these swatches. I'm going to put a little more powder under my eyes to help catch any fallout, because I do need to wear my makeup out today after I finish these swatches, and I'm going to zoom y'all in so that you can see everything. Okay, I am going to first swatch the shades that are new to this palette on my eyes. That way, if you were curious, if you have the old palette, you want to see the new palette, the new shades on the eyes, that's what I'm going to show you first. At the end of the video, I will do swatches on my arm so that you can see the whole palette swatched together. For those of y'all who like that, I will definitely do that. But looking at this palette, the the shade I'm going to swatch first is ACI 1. This is a new shade to the palette, so I'm very excited. I feel like I loved Plain Jane so much, still love it, but Adept has really gotten better and better and better with their formulas, so I can't wait to try this one. Okay, ACI 1. This is a new shade that is not available in the original Plain Jane. I'm going to put this on with a Game Beauty brush. And some of these shades I may spray, but right now I'm just going straight from the palette brush right onto the eyes. And this is really beautiful. This has a ton of sparkle in it. It has different colors of reflect in the sparkle. Really into that. I'm just going to buff. I'm not worried about blending these shades too much. The point of this video is just to show you kind of what they look on the lid, because something I like to do with palettes that have sparkle shades is use them as one and done shadows. I think it's so easy. I do that a lot for work, like put one beautiful shade like this all over the lid and head out the door, just a little mascara and you're good to go. But this is really beautiful. This has a lot of sparkle to it. I like to kind of move my head around a little bit so that you can see kind of how the light hits it, but that is a beautiful shade. Okay, next up I'm going to swatch the second shade. This is ACI 2. This shade is also new to the Plain Jane Remastered, so you won't find this in the original palette. And it looks kind of different depending on the lighting. I have not, at the time that I'm filming this, I have not swatched it on my arm yet, so I don't know exactly what to expect with all these shades. But I did take some photos of the palette in natural lighting. I took it under my ring light, just different lighting. I wanted to see kind of how things looked. And I like this because it looks like it has a dark or maybe a black base to it. So that is really pretty. Like, it's a very shifty. You can see like here where the light doesn't hit my eye as much as it does here. It definitely looks deeper. I feel like it looks like I have two different shadows on my eyes because it's so much different out here. Like, it just has a different shift than it does right here, which I think is really, really cool. I would love to use this with like a black shadow out here smoked out or put on top of a black base. I think that would be so pretty. That's a beautiful shadow, and I put it on with a BK Beauty brush. Let me tell you the two brushes I used actually, because I know y'all can find that helpful. Game Beauty E02 is what I used for this shade right here, and then a BK Beauty 203 is what I used for this shade. So both of these two new shades look super duper pretty to me. But I am going to take these off, and then we still have 10 more shades to eye swatch. Okay, my eyes are primed and ready. I'm going to eye swatch shade number 3, ACI 3. This is another new shade, and I'm going to pick it up on my Lunar Beauty brush. And I'm just going to go right in there and put this on the lid. Oh, that's beautiful. I wasn't sure what to expect, but that is really pretty color. Okay, this is interesting. I think if you put this with neutral shadows, like neutral mattes, I feel like you could do warm tone neutrals and it would pull warm. Or I think you could put this with grays or even like blues taupes, more cool tone shadows, and I think it would slide right in and look pretty with those too. It's very interesting. I'm looking up close and at different angles. It's like it has a neutral base, but then I almost kind of see like a hint of green to it. But then the sparkle reflex in there are like a gold, pink, green. I don't know. This is very interesting, very unique. I feel like this is a special shade because I can't pinpoint my finger on what I'm seeing in here. That was an LBE5 brush from Lunar Beauty. Okay, the next new shade is ACI 10. So I'm going to go into this. This is a Real Techniques brush. It says Base Shadow Brush. Okay, this is very, very pretty. So this is like a white to pink shift, but it's more on the pink than the white. Very, very sparkly. This is kind of one of those like iridescent sparkle shades that would look beautiful layered on top of other shadows, on top of other cream base. Wear it all on its own for a kind of blown out ethereal look like this. Just this with lashes would be so beautiful. It would be a beautiful inner corner shade. It's a very beautiful, very sparkly. I just really love Adept's formulas. I think they have something super, super special. These are both beautiful shadows. I just have to say this one is so interesting to me. Like at first glance it's neutral, but then it's just so different. I don't know. I think it's beautiful though. And this I definitely think is pretty. I can't wait to swatch these and kind of see, like put my fingers in them, see what I think, and do arm swatches. But here is what both of these are looking like on the eyes. They're both just really pretty shades. Okay, I am ready again. My eyes are going to be mad at me soon, but it is fine. I want to put on the shade 12 right here, ACI 12, because this is the shade that's supposed to be like remastered, new, improved, different. And this is a multi-chrome. Seeing this in the pan, I hold it straight onto the light. It looks like a magenta purple. I turn it to the side. It is green. I turn it like flat away from the light. It's a different color. So I'm going to pick this up on a 206 from BK Beauty. And I'm ready to see the multi-chrome goodness on my eyes. Yeah, it looks like a magenta, pink, green, copper. So I'm excited to put it on the eyes. And then I think you're only going to be able to see so much on my eye. It looks like it has a black base to it. And then I think when I do the arm swatch, you're even going to see something different than that. I love when multi-chromes like this have a black base. I'm blending this one up a little higher than I normally would if I was using this as a one and done, just because I think you're going to be able to see the different tones in it even better. With this shade, I'm actually going to take a video on my phone of a hand swatch because I think I'm going to be able to show you a lot. Sometimes with my phone camera, I can get the swatch to go like out of focus, and I think you're going to be able to see it really well. So I'm going to insert that for you so that you can see, because I really want you to see the multi-chrome shift in here, and I think that will help you. So the swatch that I showed you on my hand is the same thing that's on my eyes, which is just crazy. Depending on the light, it's so flippin' beautiful. And it's not just a multi-chrome, it has sparkle to it as well, and I really like when you can have sparkle in with the multi-chrome. Like, that is really, really beautiful. Okay, from my understanding, the rest of the shades are repeats from Plain Jane. Editing Heather here, I just wanted to hop on quickly and say they are repeat shades but completely new formulas. I wasn't clear about that. New formulas, same shade. Jane, but I want to eye swatch them anyways. Again, I will arm swatch them with the old original Plain Jane at the end of the video, but right now I still want to eye swatch all of these so you can see. Maybe you never saw my video several years ago. So I'm going to take this Sigma E25 and we're going to go into this shade right here, ACI number 4. This one is a super intense purpley shade. I think this is beautiful, lots of sparkle. Very, very pretty. So you can see how reflective that shade is. Definitely super beautiful. Lots of sparkle, but I can't stop looking at this multi-chrome. But this is gorgeous. Like, this is a gorgeous, special, sparkly shade that I definitely will get a lot of use out of. I mean, if I'm looking at my old palette, can y'all see the significant dips in the pans? Like, I get a ton of use out of this palette. So I'm super happy to have this remastered palette. But okay, let me wipe these shadows off and put some other ones on. Okay, we have swatched 6 shades on the eyes so far, so we have 6 more to go because this is a 12 pan palette. I'm excited. We are going to put on ACI 5 right here. We haven't done this shade yet. This is definitely a shifty shade. Depending on how the light hits it, you're going to see different shifts. Very sparkly shade too. So in some lights it looks pink, in some lights it looks gold. It just depends on how the light hits it. But there we go. Very beautiful. I'm using a Nabla brush to put this on. This is from one of their brush sets. And look at how sparkly that is. Just absolutely beautiful. And then we're going to go into this shade right here. I'm taking this on a Sigma E25. This is ACI 6. I'm going to put that all over the lid. Very sparkly, very beautiful. This is kind of a purple to blue shift. So depending on how you move, you're going to have that light purple color, or you may have that light blue color. Definitely kind of a mermaid type of shade. Mermaids, unicorns, that's the vibe that it gives me. Blending this up a little higher than I normally would, just so you can see kind of the sparkle, the shimmer to this one. You can see the shiftiness. This is that pink to a gold. This is the purple to blue. Very pretty, both of these shades. Okay, we've reached the point of eye swatches where my eyes are getting a little mad at me. But it is okay. I'm starting to get a little bit of shimmer under my eyes, but that's what happens when you put on, what are we at now? 8, 2, 4, 6, yeah, 8 shadows and wipe them away. That's what happens. It's to be expected. But we have swatched now the entire top row, so we just have 4 shadows left. I'm going to swatch this shade, ACI 7, and I'm very excited because I have to say this was like my favorite shade in the Plain Jane palette. So I am always just happy when I put it on. It's so beautiful. I would, is this one of the most used shadows in my collection? Probably. Because it just transforms anything you're doing. It's so sparkly, like out of this world, sparkly and beautiful. If you put this over like a glitter primer, oh my gosh. get out of town. It's so beautiful. Just look at that. It's so shifty and sparkly and beautiful. Put it over any color eye base you want. Listen, anything. Like, it's such a versatile, beautiful shade. And the sparkles are intense. So I love it. Next gonna take, did I tell you that's a What's Up Beauty R106 brush? Now we're gonna jump over to this one. This is the Real Techniques. The name's all rubbed off on this, but we're gonna go into this shade right here. This is called ACI 8, and I'm gonna put that right on. This is a blue, sparkly shadow, very intensely sparkly. I'm starting to get a little more messy than I was at the beginning, so I'm getting more fallout, but who cares? It's about the eye swatches, right? And you see how pretty that is. It's just so sparkly and beautiful. If you're new here, I'm using fluffy brushes with all of these. Every brush that I've used has been a little more on the fluffy side instead of a packing brush. I like to do that because I feel like it just shows off the shimmer better. It's what I use when I do my makeup day to day. I just like it. It can be a little more messy, but that's the style that I prefer. I prefer to have a little more sparkle everywhere. But this shade almost moves from like a green, yellow, orange. And then this shade is kind of like a gray with the blue to it. I really enjoy both of these. It's pretty obvious how sparkly they are. Like, the sparkle just kind of punches you. I love it, but I'm going to wipe these off. I think I'm going to take a few minutes, let my lids have a break, and I'll be right back, and we'll swatch the last two shades. Okay, 2 more shades to go. I'm looking a little crazy out here with how many times I've wiped away my makeup, but let's go for it. Let's go for this beautiful green shade. Oh, it's so pretty. This is ACI 9. I'm gonna pick this up. This is a brush that was part of the Melt Amore y Mariposas collection, and you can see this is a sparkly green. This is like Mother Nature and glitter had a baby. It's so pretty. It's such a beautiful shade. Oh, I'm into the sparkle so much. Just so beautiful. This melt brush is really good for this sparkly shade too. Wow, that's really pretty. Alright. There we have that super sparkly green shade, looking great. I'm going to pick up this Sigma Cinderella brush, and we're going to go right in here to this shade. I love purple eyeshadow. I think purpley tones are just so beautiful. Oh, look at that sparkle. This is so beautiful. ACI 11. I'm just going to lay that down right here. Blending it in, buffing it in. Very sparkly and pretty. And I think I'm going to rock two-toned eyes today. I'm going to leave these shadows on. I'm going to put on some eyeliner, some mascara. I'm going to finish up my makeup because I was doing eye swatches. I didn't put on blush or anything like that. So I'm just going to finish up. You can see how sparkly these are. I'm going to finish up with eyeliner and mascara, put on some blush. I'm going to swatch all of these on my arm, and I will be back and we'll talk about it. But here you have ACI 9 and ACI 11. Okay, I have mascara on. I am loving the way the green and the blue purple are looking together, so I'm kind of feeling the two different eye looks today. Now, I want to show you swatches of the new Plain Jane Remastered on my arm so that you can see what the palette looks like swatched out all together. And then I want to show you the original Plain Jane. I'm going to show you the swatches with the new Plain Jane. So the top is going to be the original, the bottom swatches are going to be the Remastered. Let me tell you what I think, because I know if you have the original Plain Jane and you love it, you may be wondering, like, do I need the Remastered? Here at my channel, I will never tell anybody that they need anything, but I will say, if I did not have this palette, and if I had this palette, I would still buy this palette. If Adept did not send me this palette, I would purchase it. I love this new sleek, luxurious packaging. I just really, really love it. This packaging is cute. I like this packaging better. Packaging aside, for the 5 new shades in this palette, I would buy it. Those 5 new shades in the new formula that Adept is doing are so special. I love the new Adept formula so much. These 5 shades, I love it. They make the whole palette worth it to me. And then of course you can see, like, my palette, like I said, is what, 2 years old now. I remember this was in my best products of the year for 2020. So I am very happy to have this. A lot of the shades that are even repeated, I have major dips in the pan. So I'm happy to have new ones. But if we're looking at, if you have this, look at the 5 shades that are new. To me, it's worth it. I would definitely buy this palette just for those 5 shades. I love it. These shades are so special. The formula is so special. It's very unique. I don't have anything else like it. I love this palette. I love this palette. I'm so happy with this, but I hope that you enjoyed watching. I hope that this video was entertaining for you, even if you're not really interested in the palette. I just hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you had a good time. I would love to know, do you find these eye swatch videos helpful? Do you enjoy them? I will link everything I can down below. I will quickly tell you what I have on my face. For blush, I used ColourPop At First Blush Super Shock. I put on some black eyeliner and I just kind of smoked it in with this black shade right here. Oh, sorry, my phone came on for no reason. I smoked it in with this black shade from the NATASHA DENONA XENON palette. So everything else I will link and list down below, but I would love to know if you like these videos. Thank you again for watching. Make sure you share it if you feel like any of your friends, family, social media would like my content. It honestly helps me out a ton when y'all share my videos. But thank you again for watching, and I will see you very soon in another video. Bye!